Early this year, Wormwood was the last thing in the world on my mind. And I went to bed, and this was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. It not only terrified everybody on earth, it terrified me. And I'm not going to tell exactly what I saw until in January, in the new year, and then I can talk about it then. I can't talk about it, it'll all make sense then. But I will tell you this, that in that vision, what I first thought I was looking at was a dual-horned fiery dragon deep in space. That's what I thought I was looking at, and it was undulating like a serpent, moving towards the earth at a great speed. And then my point of view changed, and I was up above it looking down, and now I realized that it was a very, very large rock that was moving through space, right? And the way the sun was lighting on it, as it turned, it made it look as if it was undulating. It was slithering through space. I'm not going to tell you what happened following that yet. I will, but not yet. But when I woke up, I literally nearly fell out of bed. I sat up in bed, and before I could write anything down, something whispered in my ear, Apophis. And now, I knew that there was like an ancient Egyptian god of chaos dragon called Apophis. Oh. But I didn't know much about it. In fact, Derek Sherrod can tell you all about it. And I also knew that NASA had named an asteroid Apophis. But I didn't know anything about that either. And so I got up out of bed, and I began doing the research on Apophis, and we can talk about all this as we do these shows, but that is what started me on this line, and later had the privilege of Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis connected me with people at impact specialists, that sort of thing, that work for the federal government. I also got connected with a guy whose name was originally in this book. And Joshua Dorlin is here that works with Charisma, and he knows how, following the Branson conference, you spoke at the conference, yes. Lori spoke at the conference. While I was at the conference, the guy that works with NASA came. Derek and Sharon met him while he was there. Came and he said, I have got to talk to you in the back room. Oh. And I went into the back room, and this guy, they had found out that he was sharing some of the information that led me to understand that there's a cover-up in NASA with regard to Apophis, right? And I had named him in the book on some details that we were talking about. And he took me in the back room and he said, you've got to take my name out of this book. He said, I've just been drawn in before not only the superiors at the space agency, but an adjudicator. And he said they were really threatening him, not only with the loss of his job, but his pension, a lot of stuff, right? Because he has above top secret security clearance, and he had shared privy information with me. So I had to get a hold of Charisma and say, hold the print. We got to get his name out of the book. So that actually delayed the book by a few weeks.
Wow. That is wild.
Yeah. So bottom line is Apophis, I am convinced, is going to impact the earth in 9 years from now. And when it does, I think it's the fulfillment of the Wormwood prophecy. We can go over all the reasons why I am convinced that that is going to happen.
Wormwood prophecy is, could you read it to us from the Bible? It's a fiery...
Yeah. Here's what it says. Revelation 8:10 through 11, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star. As you've pointed out before, that's the word aster. Or astron. It's an asteroid. There fell a great asteroid from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the asteroid, the star, is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter.